Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a wild episode for you here today. So you might recognize this woman and her fabulous haircut from a recent episode. So let me just refresh you if you don't. This woman decided to divorce her husband of 11 plus years simply because she felt like it one day. She has 4 children with this man. And now that she got this divorce, she has now regretted the situation that she has put herself in. Right now she's a single mother. The bills need paying and life is very difficult, and it is very damn funny. So let's jump right into this one, guys, as well as a few other stupid clips that I have lined up here today. As always, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's jump in.
Just a kid drop off for school. For those of you who are new here, I have been in the middle of a very high conflict, difficult co-parenting situation. I have 4 kids. We signed and settled at a 50-50 level. We are no longer 50-50. For the last 3 years, I was trying to modify our decree to update and reflect what was happening. I was in over my head. I didn't have the same resources as my ex-husband.
Right, so here's what happened, guys. She had to, so after the marriage ended, they went 50-50 in terms of custody with the children. Now, she couldn't afford to do this, so she was getting child support, which she will go on to say in a moment. But she couldn't afford to do this because she didn't have the same resources as her ex-husband. I laugh at these situations, guys. If you do not have the ability to take care of the children or look after them, you should not have them. Right? But every single time, guys, these women want to divorce their husbands, try and take his money, and then they can't pay the bills, but they still want to steal the kids. And it's like, wait a minute, the kids should probably go to whoever can actually afford to look after them. So they got 50-50 custody, and so she went and she tried to get more money out of the guy, basically.
I was in over my head. I didn't have the same resources as my ex-husband. End up having to dismiss the modification with no changes. Lots of money wasted, lots of time wasted for nothing to change. Currently, I get $300 a month for child support for 4 kids.
Yeah, she says this like, guys, I'm a single mother. I only get $300 a month for 4 kids. Hey, here's the thing. You shouldn't be getting anything at all. Right? Like, this is stupid to me, guys, that men, and let's be honest, guys, when dudes pay this money, a lot of the times it's not actually going towards the kids. It really isn't. Okay? And by the way, they shouldn't even be paying money to you. The kids should be with the person who has the ability to look after them. Right? But these girls, guys, they don't want to get a job. They don't want to work. They just want to live off of their ex-husband's money. And if it's an insufficient amount to live off of, then they get pissed and they try and take more money from him. It is absolutely disgusting. But notice the way she says this, guys. Like, she feels entitled to more than 300. I'm sorry, you left your husband of 11 years. You should not get anything from this guy whatsoever. Absolutely not.
Lots of time wasted for nothing to change. Currently, I get $300 a month for child support for 4 kids from somebody who's very capable, has a great job, able to contribute to kids' costs, just chooses not to, right?
Yeah, because why the hell would he want to pay money to his ex-wife that decided to divorce him after 11 years? So, guys, I wanted to mention this as well, because in the previous video, get this, this woman was saying, right, she was going through some of the things that were justifying her divorce in her mind, and she brought up a situation from 11 years ago to justify her divorce, right? Which is absolutely hilarious. And I think I mentioned in the video, guys, that there was probably a point where this guy reached a certain level of income, so she thought she could leave him and take his things. At the time, as of 11 years ago, apparently the guy didn't have a job and she was studying, aka getting in debt to become a teacher. And so here's what happened. The dude, over the course of their 11-year marriage, he got into a good job, he became successful, and wow, what do you know, the woman wants a divorce. Why did she want a divorce? Because she thought that she could live off of the money that was going to have to be paid by her ex-husband. That's really what it is, guys. Like, people like, specifically these women, and I say specifically women because statistically speaking, women are the ones initiating the divorces, right? They say all of this fluff language and they give you all these reasons, but what it really boils down to is very, very selfish things, right? The dude was not attractive enough, so I divorced him. But she'll say all sorts of other things. Or the man has money now, so I divorced him because I want to be able to go out there and hook up with different dudes and get with a different one, but I want to be able to not do anything, right? I want to be able to retire based on the fact that my ex-husband is now required to pay me money because he came into money. You see what I'm saying? Like the reason is completely separate from the actual reason why they do these things.
From somebody who's very capable, has a great job, able to contribute to kids' costs, just chooses not to, right? Everything's been dismissed. Judge signed the final order 2 days ago. I get an email this morning from yesterday from my ex-husband.
Please tell me he's gloating. Please tell me he sent you a message that was just him pissing himself laughing. That would be great. What did it say?
Why is it so predictable? Suggesting that I get more custody.
Right.
More time with the kids. So like suggesting that we move to me having all the kids full time. And then he has the audacity to say he's willing to consider a child support update. What do I think is fair?
Yeah, so she's going to obviously turn around and say, well, I want $3,000 a month, you know, kind of thing. I'm skeptical as to whether or not the dude actually said this or not. So here's what happened. Either she was pushing him for more money and more time and failed to get it, or she was pushing him for more money and failed to get it, or she was pushing for more time with the kids beyond 50-50, despite the fact that she can't afford to have them. And then that failed. Either way, one of these three things was dismissed by the judge. And now apparently the dude's sitting here saying, hey, you can have full custody. And he's offering to give her the money to look after the kids. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe this, number one. And number two, in her mind, guys, $300 is a very, very low amount to what she should be receiving. You know, she's got 4 kids, guys. The man's wealthy. He should be paying me X amount. She's going to come back and say some ridiculous amount that she wants to look after the kids, because you've got to remember what this woman essentially did was treated her children as a retirement plan. That's really what it came down to. Okay, after 11 years, man's got a successful job now. She divorces his ass thinking she can get him on the hook for some real hefty child support, failed to do so, and now she's pissed. And it got dismissed, right? Every time it seems that she has at least tried to put forward an order, which I assume has been more than once. But in the case of this video, she is saying that it's been once. But again, I really think she's probably pushed for it multiple times.
Huh? Sir? Fair? Nothing has been fair. Suddenly, you're asking what I think is fair?
I mean, suddenly you divorced his ass after 11 years. You don't get to sit here and talk about fairness either, madam. You really don't. You see, dudes, right? Dudes go out here, get in 11-year marriages, and at the end of it, their wife leaves because they feel like it. And the reason why I say feel like it, by the way, guys, is because if the woman has a different reason, one that's actually reasonable, she will immediately say it, you know? The dude cheated on her, would have been mentioned. The dude required the cops to be called to the residence, shall we say. That would have been mentioned. But no, we don't actually get specifics, right? Because it was opportunistic and because she left because she felt like it. And she has the audacity to sit here and try and talk about fairness herself. No.
Huh? Sir? Fair? Nothing has been fair. Suddenly, you're asking what I think is fair? I'm just gonna take a page out of the playbook from other folks that have said, just take the kids. Drop the expectation of any monetary or financial support.
Get a job. The dude has a job. Go out there and get a job yourself. But guys, these women will do anything other than actually go out there and work. Oh, but I sacrificed so much time. I don't have an education. Don't care. Go and get a good job. But they don't do it, guys. They absolutely can. There are so many ways as well to make money these days, guys. Like, there are so many more opportunities with technology to go out there and make something of yourself, you know, create the job. But they just don't, guys, because what they want to do is they want to divorce their husbands and then rely on that income. That's really what it boils down to. So many women these days are having children, they're getting into relationships, they're getting into marriages, because they are doing this with the expectation that they can later on rob the guy. And when it doesn't work the way they hoped it would, now all of a sudden they're pissed about it. And I'm supposed to feel empathy for your situation? Absolutely not, guys. Where was love in this entire situation, by the way? You know? Crazy. Here's what you do, madam. Go and get a job, right? If you have a job, work more hours or go out there and try and get a higher paying one. Not my problem. As far as I'm concerned, guys, these women should not be receiving any monetary or financial support whatsoever. Are you supporting the dude in the kitchen? Are you continuing to uphold your quote-unquote duties as a wife, even though the marriage has been terminated? What's that? No, you're not cleaning the house anymore. So why is he expected to pay your bills? Don't understand this. Oh, but it's for the kids. Okay, when the kids are with him, he pays for the kids. I absolutely despise this, man. I think this is a scam for guys. I really do. If you cannot financially support the children, you should not have the children. Bottom line. The dudes should not be required to uphold their quote-unquote jobs as husbands when the marriage is over and you do not have to contribute the same thing insofar as wifely duties. Complete scam for men, guys.
Just take the kids. Drop the expectation of any monetary or financial support. So
By the way, she's laughing and she's pissed, even though the dude offered her more money, it sounds like, according to her. Yeah, insane, guys, insane. So 11 years, left because she felt like it, 4 kids, and what do you know, guys, she left. Coincidentally, you know, the man becomes successful after 4 years, and so she brings up something 11 years ago from the previous clip as to the justification as to why she terminated the marriage. But speaking of terminating marriages, guys, we have a clip from this woman next right here, who says why marriage is so hard, specifically within the straight community. Okay, let's hear it.
I hear time and time again, specifically from straight couples, how hard marriage is. Marriage is the hardest thing they've ever done. Marriage is so hard, marriage is so hard. But I just want to remind you that if your partner likes you and you guys are on the same team, you do not face the same type of hardships that the straight couples that I see talking about it do.
Why is this woman? So what is she, some sort of relationship coach or something? Why am I being yelled at? Like, I don't follow this woman. I'm not a subscriber of hers, guys. Imagine this is the first video that you see from this woman, and she's just sitting here, like, yelling at you. Okay, so what is she? Some sort of dating coach, relationship coach, marriage coach or something? It's always a good sign, guys, when the women who are, you know, supposed to be dispensing advice are just arrogant as hell. Right? They come across like they're yelling at you, like they're your teacher or something from back in the day. And they're just going off at you. They're trying to convey a point, and it just seems as though they're yelling at you. Yeah, real great start for that. The reason why marriage is so hard, particularly with people like you, is because it's insufferable.
You do not face the same type of hardships that the straight couples that I see talking about it do. And a perfect example of this is the story I'm about to tell you. So I know somebody who works at a very expensive clothing boutique in Bend, Oregon. If you know anything about Bend, Oregon, you know it is not a cheap place to go. It's one of the most expensive cities to live in the United States. It is not a cheap place. This guy walks into the clothing boutique that the person I know works in, and he says, hey, what's your cheapest item? I need to get something for my wife for Mother's Day. Now, before you attack me saying, well, maybe he didn't have money, that was not the case at all, and the story will tell you that as it goes on. But let's say this person did not have a lot of money. There are a multitude of other things we could have done other than going to a very expensive clothing boutique and ask for the cheapest item.
Right. So this woman is absolutely pissed because this guy walked in and was looking for something cheap in an expensive area for his wife for Mother's Day. Right? Like, what is the logic here? So the dude didn't want to spend a bucket load of money, and now TikTok dating coaches or whatever the hell this woman is decided to decided to take this upon herself and get mad about it on the internet. Guys, I swear to you, right? If you're a dude and Lord forbid you try and save money, so many modern women will have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? What happened to the validity of the gift itself, or receiving something that was loving, or receiving something at all and being grateful for it? Do you know how many fathers out there, guys, on Father's Day get like socks, okay, or Christmas comes around, or their birthday comes around, and they just get a present of socks, right? A lot of guys don't really care because they don't, you know, they're not really fussed about presents. It's just another day to them. Like, they appreciate it. It's whatever, guys. But it's like, dudes go out there, they try and get something, and because it's too cheap, apparently it doesn't qualify. You see what I'm saying? And then these women wonder why they get thrown out of relationships, or why dudes just completely check out, don't want to marry them, don't want to date them. Is because a lot of them are so damn materialistic, right? They have to analyze the price of something, and if it's not up to their standards, then they get, you know, frustrated about it and make a video. Like, get the hell out of here. As far as I'm concerned, you know, women like this don't even deserve a damn thing. They don't deserve a gift in the first place. They really don't. I don't know about you guys, but I have never once received a gift in my entire life and thought to myself, hey, you know, this isn't a real gift because this individual didn't spend enough money on me. So stupid, guys. I have been grateful for every single gift I have ever received. I don't care if it's small. I don't care if it was more expensive, less expensive. Doesn't matter to me. The fact that somebody got me a gift meant something, right? But these women, it's like, no, it has to meet a monetary requirement. Like, shut up, man.
Now, if this person was truly on a budget and they wanted to get their wife something really special, they would have done a little research to understand what they could and could not afford and other avenues to explore before going to the most expensive boutique in all of Bend, Oregon. But he didn't do that. So
maybe he just walked in and he just thought it was a really expensive store, so he asked. Like, what? These women are so damn arrogant, man. So no wonder dudes don't want to have relationships with them. And again, I really want to stress, guys, this woman is making this video seemingly unprompted, posting it publicly to TikTok, and we're just being yelled at the entire time.
He said, what's your most like your cheapest item? And the person says, I mean, the cheapest thing we have, it looks like a Vuori sports bra, but it starts at about $60. He says, well, my wife has an account here. Can I use her rewards to get even more on top of that discount? He then asks to enter the Vuori sweepstakes or whatever the fuck they have going on. And you have to spend a certain amount of dollars and to get into it. And they didn't. So he said, no, it's fine. He asked to not only get the cheapest item in the store, but to then use his own wife's rewards to take more money off the already cheaper item that he chose in that store.
So what's the problem? Like, guys, what are we pissed about here? Like, it's so crazy, man. Why dudes would voluntarily have, I'm losing my voice here from covering these stupid video clips. It amazes me that women like this can come on here and so confidently say this nonsense. So she's pissed about it because he wanted to get a cheaper item and then get a discount on the item. Again, guys, Lord forbid a man try and save money. Maybe he had bought a series of other things that day for her. But no, guys, because he got a discount with her card thing, or her rewards thing, or whatever, then apparently it's an issue. Because he was looking for a cheap item, apparently it's an issue. Now, guys, I don't know. I haven't been to this area. I haven't been to this particular store. You know, maybe it was probably a smart idea to try and save money. I'm assuming if $60 is on the low end of things, then you can only imagine really the high end of things, or even the average in that particular store, right? But again, we're roasting the dude. Dude didn't spend enough money. He wanted a discount. Oh, I don't like cheap men. That's fine. Because here's the thing, by the way, when women say crap like this, you know what happens? The dudes who have a lot of money are revolted by women like this. You understand? Even if the dudes have a lot of money, they don't need discounts. They could afford the most expensive thing in your shop. Hell, there are dudes out there who could probably afford the damn shop. Do you know what happens to these men when they see you talking like this? They avoid your ass. They really do. It's nothing about, oh, I can't afford this or blah, blah, blah. It really comes down to, why would I want to buy something for such an arrogant woman anyway? That's really what it boils down to, man. There are some really wealthy dudes out here who will see video clips like this. You will think that they're broke, right? But then they're just going to look the other way and go find a different woman elsewhere. They'll either completely stop dating women or go overseas and so on. Really great play here, madam.
It doesn't really take a psychologist to let you know that that behavior is 100% unacceptable, and you guys accept it far too often.
Yeah, guys, if he's not spending at least X amount of money on you, then that is completely unacceptable. I have never seen a dude think like this, by the way, in my entire life. I just want you guys to know that. Never once have I ever seen this attitude from men, where like a dude gets pissed because his wife tries to get a discount or a cheaper item for something that she's buying for him. I think a lot of guys would just be grateful to have a gift, man. It can cost nothing. You could spend $3 on a guy, and if the gift is somewhat thoughtful, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Hell, oftentimes it doesn't even matter if the gift is thoughtful. The dude is just, you know, he will be appreciative to receive something, guys. Right? Oh, it's, you know, it's like $50 or $60. Get the hell out of here, man. There are some people who would absolutely love to have a $50 gift. They truly would. So damn entitled, man.
That he chose in that store. It doesn't really take a psychologist to let you know that that behavior is 100% unacceptable, and you guys accept it far too often. I'm a lesbian, and so obviously my experience is very
Oh, okay. So let me get this straight. You like women, and yet you're critiquing heterosexual marriages? I mean, this has to be satire, guys. This has to be satire, no? Wow, everything just kind of clicks, you know? It all makes sense now.
different with my partners than being in the straight relationships I was when I was 18 or 19. But the ways that I see so many straight couples interact with each other is truly alarming. So many of you guys don't give a shit about your partners, and it shows. That does not mean that you have to have a lot of money. It doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money. It means that you have to give a shit. If he sat at his kitchen table and wrote her a note, wrote her a song, wrote her a poem, whatever the fuck, that would have been exponentially better than buying her the cheapest item he could find in a boutique.
How? Like, I'm so confused about this, man. It's like, why are we pissed about this in the first place then? You know, if it doesn't matter how much money the man spends, then why are we so pissed about it in the first place? Right? Is it because no thought went into it? Maybe the woman really likes the store. Maybe she specifically wanted at least something from that store. Maybe this was actually his definition of being thoughtful, because he noticed that she took an interest to this particular store or this particular style of item or whatever it was. But no, here comes the woman who is interested in women to give heterosexual marriage dating advice. That is peak comedy, guys. That is actually hilarious to me. Just by the way, quick little tidbit here. Did you guys know that the divorce rates between gay couples, specifically women, is the highest out of any gender permeation there is, right? So what I mean by that is, if you're a woman and you're married to a woman, your divorce rates are higher than men who are with men and men who are with women, by a significant margin, by the way. Like, it is a great leap, and the stats are beginning to make a little bit of sense here.
The point is, if you care about somebody, you're not going to ask what the cheapest item is with no thought behind those fucking eyes. It is gross as shit, and so many of you are, marriage is hard, marriage is hard. No, your partner doesn't like you. They do not love you. So when you're constantly battling on the same team, of course it's hard. Is that to say that queer relationships don't experience hardships? Absolutely not. We have our own set of issues. We truly do. But one of them that I do not see time and time again is specifically in lesbian relationships, how their partners don't care or how they don't put in effort. Now, we have our own issues. I totally understand that. But I see time and time again, straight women, straight men, I don't like my wife. And they show it by their actions.
Just by the way, on these issues that you guys are having, yeah, your divorce rates are significantly higher than heterosexual couples. So here's what I would do personally. And this is just me personally. Number one, I would shut the hell up because I have no idea what I'm talking about. That would probably be the first on the agenda there. And that pretty much sums up the agenda, to be honest with you. Like, again, guys, I'm not out here covering videos about, you know, I'm not out here trying to give dating advice to gay couples. Okay, I'm a heterosexual dude. I'm not some marriage advice counselor thing. Okay, I'm just a dude who covers TikTok videos and covers nonsense that I see on the internet. You guys send me and so on. That's really what it comes down to. But let me say this: one of the last things I would be doing is going out here making videos giving specific advice of what dudes in gay relationships should not be tolerating. I don't know. You know, like this is a little bit above your pay grade, don't you think, madam? And here's the thing: even if I was, I would probably be more qualified than this woman. But like, hey, it is what it is, guys. What do I know, man? The internet is a crazy, crazy place. But speaking of crazy place, let's continue on to the last clip of today. Minimizing good men do. Excuse me. Minimizing good men down to the bare minimum. Let's jump in.
I swear to God, if one more woman comes on this app and says what a wonderful, exceptional, phenomenal husband or boyfriend she has, and then describes him as kind, nice, reliable, responsible, cleans, does laundry, helps around the house, is good and kind with his kids.
Let's just remember that any person that has to make a laundry list of what they consider the bare minimum is likely a person that can't meet those expectations themselves.
That would have been one of my first comments, by the way, right? All of these qualities that this woman listed, I mean, how many modern women even have these qualities? Very, very low amounts, guys. Very, very low amounts indeed.
What they consider the bare minimum is likely a person that can't meet those expectations themselves. These are the same types of women that will come online and ask men what the equivalent to flowers is for men. These are probably the same women that don't know how to be kind unless it benefits them or there's some motive behind it. These are the same women that can't take constructive criticism. These are the same women that are aggressive to their children and the people around them.
Ooh, not ready for those ones, are we? I agree with this woman, by the way, so far. I think she's pretty spot on here.
These are the same types of women that are manipulators, because who walks around making a tally list of what a person is or isn't doing only to minimize them down to the bare minimum, and you don't think that's toxic and delusional. These are the same types of women that in their motherhood they think heating up dino nuggets and taking out carry out every single night and giving your kids a tablet with zero interaction makes motherhood so difficult.
Ooh, that is an absolute roast, guys. And you know what? I actually do think she's spot on. I think a lot of these women are out here, you know, critiquing their husband's every move and, you know, he doesn't do this or he's not that. Meanwhile, her contributions are dinosaur nuggets. I mean, I've actually seen this a lot, guys, over on TikTok. You know, a lot of people send me clips and I see them oftentimes where women are like, their version of cooking these days for their children and things like this, by the way, in marriages and so on, is like dinosaur nuggets. That's really the bar these days, man. When I make jokes oftentimes about sometimes how modern women's cooking skills have reached new lows, guys, I really do mean it, man. I really do. You know, they feed them things that aren't healthy for the kids. Then they put the kids on the tablets, as this woman is saying, and then they have the audacity to complain about the men's behavior and the men's contributions to the relationship. It's like, maybe if we were sorted on our side, maybe then we could leverage some criticism on the other. You know what I mean?
In their motherhood, they think heating up dino nuggets and taking out carry out every single night and giving your kids a tablet with zero interaction makes motherhood so difficult. But based off her logic, that's the bare minimum. And everything that she's doing and everything that she's putting in, including that emotional labor that women love to cry about, would be considered the bare minimum.
Oh yes, all that emotional labor, by the way, which apparently, you know, contributes to women being awarded 50% of your crap in a divorce. You know, guys, she just provided all of that emotional labor, all of that invisible labor, guys. You were out here working really damn hard in your 9 to 5. She decided to take time off of work because she didn't want to work anymore, clean a few dishes, and now she's entitled to half your crap. But yes, please tell me more about this emotional labor that women are doing. Like, get the hell out of here, man. Oftentimes the dudes are successful in spite of the women that they are with. You see what I'm saying? It's not like, I'm not saying there are not great women out there who are incredibly supportive and things like this, guys. There are a lot of guys who are very successful who do have supportive wives and girlfriends. But a lot of the times, especially in modern day relationships, man, it's like if the guy's succeeding, number one, it's not the woman who's making him succeed. Number two, her contributions are really nothing to write home about. And oftentimes he's actually succeeding in spite of the woman's terrible behavior and lack of contributions. Like the dude would probably be more successful if he was by himself. I have noticed, by the way, that women absolutely eat this crap up. You know, if you have some dude who's like, yeah, the reason why I'm so successful is because I had a good woman by my side. All of the women who aren't worth anything in a relationship are like, yeah, men need us. And a lot of dudes are just sitting here like, no, the hell we don't, man. Absolutely not.
And if a man were to come online and minimize a good woman down to literally nothing, there would be outrage and he would be considered misogynistic. And then the majority of women will say some dumb shit like, well, this is stuff that we do every single day and we don't need praise or applause. Then why do you feel the need to come online every single day and prove that you're a good mother?
Ooh, roasted.
Prove that you're changing through God or some form of therapy or on a Healing Girl era. Why do you have to come online and show all of the things that you're doing around the house if you don't need constant praise?
Yeah, very damn weird, guys, to be recording all of the stuff that you're apparently contributing to the relationship only to post it on TikTok. Kind of makes it seem like you're only doing these things for the attention and validation of strangers and not actually trying to make a meaningful contribution to the marriage or the relationship. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.